They say something cruel. You feel hurt. And then they laugh and say, I'm just joking. Can't you take a joke? And suddenly, you're the problem. You're too sensitive. You can't take a joke. You're ruining the fun. But here's what psychology reveals. Not all jokes are actually jokes. Some are insults disguised as humor. Some are bullying disguised as banter. And some are designed to hurt you, then make you feel bad for being hurt. Psychology has identified 5 specific types of jokes that consistently function as bullying, cruelty, or social dominance while maintaining plausible deniability. Learning to recognize these isn't about being humorless. Here are 5 types of jokes that are actually bullying. First, the just joking insult. This is when someone says something genuinely hurtful or cruel, and when you react, they claim it was just a joke. You're kind of ugly. You react, whoa, I'm just joking, relax. No wonder nobody likes you. You're hurt. It's just a joke. Don't be so sensitive. Psychologist Dr. Robin Kowalski, who researches bullying, identifies this as humor as a vehicle for hostility, using joke format to deliver genuine aggression while avoiding accountability. Here's the manipulation pattern. The content is real. The hostility is real. But calling it a joke gives them deniability. Dr. Rod Martin's research on humor styles shows that just joking insults are actually aggressive humor. Humor intended to hurt, demean, or establish dominance over the target. The joke format doesn't make the insult less real. It just makes it harder for you to defend against because objecting makes you look humorless or oversensitive. Second, the repeat until you break joke. This is when someone makes the same joke about you repeatedly, often about an insecurity, difference, or vulnerability, until you finally react, and then they act shocked that you can't take a joke. They joke about your weight, your appearance, your intelligence, your background, your family, your struggles, over and over. And each time you ask them to stop, they say, I'm just teasing. You know I don't mean it. Psychologist Dr. Dan Ulvaeus, who pioneered bullying research, identifies this as a classic bullying tactic, repeated targeting disguised as playfulness. Here's what research shows. Repetition is intentional. When someone keeps making the same joke after you've asked them to stop, they're not being playful. They're testing how much you'll tolerate. Dr. Dorothy Espalage's research on relational aggression shows that repeated teasing about the same subject is psychological warfare designed to make you feel in sec third. The public humiliation joke. This is when someone jokes about you in front of others, revealing private information, highlighting your flaws, or making you the punchline, specifically because there's an audience. They wait until others are around, then make a joke at your expense. And when you're hurt or embarrassed, they say, come on, everyone's laughing, it's funny. Psychologist Dr. Kenneth Dodge's research on social aggression identifies public humiliation as a dominance display, establishing social hierarchy by making someone the butt of the joke in front of witnesses. Here's the pattern. The audience is the point. Private insults hurt, but public ones humiliate. When someone jokes about your romantic failures at a party, your mistakes at work in front of colleagues, your insecurities in front of family, they're using the audience to amplify the damage. Dr. Yana Juvonin's research shows that public humiliation creates shame, not just hurt, because it involves social exposure and witnesses to your diminishment, you're diminished or othered. The joke is the delivery mechanism. The goal is to hurt. Fourth, the dismissive learn to take a joke. This is when someone hurts you with a joke. You express that you're hurt, and instead of apologizing, they tell you the problem is that you can't take a joke. You're too sensitive. You need to lighten up. Learn to take a joke. Everyone else thinks it's funny. Psychologist Dr. Sherry Hamby identifies this as perpetrator-created cognitive distortion. The person who hurt you convincing you that your hurt is your fault, not theirs. Here's the manipulation. They shift responsibility. They delivered the hurt, but you're responsible for receiving it wrong. Dr. Jennifer Freed's research on betrayal trauma shows that this reversal, making the victim responsible for the perpetrator's behavior, is a hallmark of psychological abuse. Your reaction to being hurt is framed as the problem, not their choice to hurt you. Fifth, the "it's just banter" cruelty. This is when a group engages in mutual insults, put-downs, and mockery, and labels it banter or how we joke around. But the banter is only mutual in theory. In practice, one person receives more attacks, harsher attacks, or attacks targeting deeper vulnerabilities. And, when they object, they're told, "This is just what we do. It's banter." Psychologist Dr. Deborah Pepler's research on peer aggression shows that joking around in groups often masks genuine bullying, with one person serving as the primary target while the group denies it's happening. Here's what distinguishes banter from bullying. Real banter is reciprocal, boundaries are respected, and everyone genuinely enjoys it. Bullying disguised as banter is one-sided, boundaries are dismissed, and the target is hurt while everyone else laughs. Dr. Christina Salmivali's research on bullying roles shows that group banter often involves bystanders who laugh at bullying, reinforcing it while claiming it's all in good fun. Here's what psychology is clear about. Real humor brings people together. It doesn't require a victim. It doesn't punch down. It doesn't target vulnerabilities. And it stops when someone's hurt. Real jokes make everyone laugh, including the person they're about. When humor requires someone to feel small, humiliated, or hurt, it's not humor. It's cruelty wearing a smile. So, when someone hurts you and calls it a joke, trust your gut. If it hurt, it wasn't funny. If you asked them to stop and they didn't, it wasn't playful. If you're the only one not laughing, it's not banter. You're not too sensitive for objecting to cruelty. They're too cruel to deserve your tolerance. Real jokes don't need victims. Protect yourself from people who hide bullying behind laughter.